Hi everyone, Effie here. Today I'm going to show you how I made this card using our Honey Bear set and our Like a Boss set. First I'm going to start off by stamping this bear in our Caviar ink, and I'm just using my Missy tool to help me position the stamp. Now I'm using the bear with the hand in the air because later we're going to be cutting out a portion of this panel. I'm using an A2 size cardstock to stamp this bear in. So here I've already positioned the stamp and I've positioned my panel. Now I'm just going to close the lid of my Missy after I've inked it up with our Copic friendly hybrid caviar ink. After I've let the panel dry for a few seconds, I'm going to go in with my E23 Copic marker, E13 marker, and E25 marker, and I'm just going to go ahead and color in the rest of the bear. I'm starting out with the bear's face, and the outer portion of his face is going to be a little darker, and then I go in a little lighter towards the middle of his face. And as I put down each shade, I'm kind of blending the previous layer with the current marker. So you see me going back and forth between my three browns that I'm using. I also use E00 to color in the portion of the bear's mouth. I had a lot of fun coloring in this bear. I'm by no means a Copic expert. I actually just started getting into coloring critters, especially since we've added several critter stamps into our line. So I figured I should get more comfortable with Copic coloring, and starting out with the bears was a really great step for me because they're absolutely adorable and it wasn't very difficult. So once I finished coloring in the bear, I'm going in with C5 and C1 to color in the base of the bear just to ground him onto my panel. Then I'm going to go in with some RV02, which is sugared almond pink, and I'm just going to color in his little chest. Then I'm going to take a pencil and draw in a curvy path that stems from the bear's paw, and then I'm going to take my craft knife and just cut that part out. And what we're going to do is behind this open portion of the panel, I'm going to be stamping a mixture of the small stamps that come in the Honey Bear set. Now I took a side folding A2 size card base and I'm putting my cut panel right over the card base, and I'm just going to make some tick marks within that curved path so I know where to stamp on my card base. Before I go forward with stamping the rest of the front portion of the card, I'm going to stamp our underwear drawer sentiment onto the back of our card. I find that I should be using this stamp a lot more because when I send cards out, this is just a really cute sentiment to stamp on the back of your cards. And it just tells the recipient of your handmade card that this is a special card that you put a lot of effort into, and hopefully the recipient will keep it forever. Next, I'm going to take our rose gold Bangle pigment ink, and I'm going to take the small stamps within our Honey Bear set, and I'm just going to stamp it within that open path on our card base. My head kept getting in the shot, so I had to cut it all out because I didn't want you staring at my head the entire time. So this is what it looks like all stamped out. It's okay if you stamp beyond the tick marks on the card base because it does get covered up with that stamped panel. Next, I'm going to take our Like a Boss sentiment set, and I'm going to take the Craft Queen sentiment, and this is going to be stamped right underneath that cut portion of the stamped panel. Once I've positioned the sentiment, I'm going to close the lid, ink up my stamp with our rose gold ink, and then I'm going to close the lid to stamp it once. Then I'm going to ink up the Craft Queen sentiment once more and then close the lid to stamp it a second time so that the sentiment is just a little bit more prominent. Now I'm going to erase the tick marks on the card base. At this point, the pigment ink is totally dry and you don't have to worry about messing it up. Now I'm going to take some dimensional foam tape and just stick it right behind my stamped and cut panel so that this is going to be popped up right over the card base. When you first stamp something out with our rose gold ink, it's going to stamp kind of yellowish or a little brownish, but don't worry, once it finishes drying, it's going to have a really pretty rose gold finish. I freaked out the first time that I used it because I was like, why is this not rose gold? But then you have to let it dry, and it's going to dry to this rose gold as you can see here. It is really pretty. you can't tell right off the bat, you know, within the first few seconds after you stamp it. So don't be disappointed, just wait and let it dry. I really love our rose gold Bangle ink because it's really unique and I haven't seen one like it on the market yet. So thanks for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and I'll see you next week. Bye!